I/O refers to program input and output. So far, we've been inputting values from the keyboard and outputting values to the screen. The keyboard input and screen output we've been using so far deal with query data. When the program ends, the data typed in at the keyboard and the data left on the screen go away. Files, on the other hand, provide you with a way to store data permanently. In this chapter, you'll learn how to use a text file for I/O. But before that, you'll need to learn about how input-output actually works. Input to your program and output from your program is delivered through a C++ construct known as a stream. A stream is a flow of data. If the flow is into your program, the stream is called an input stream. If the flow is out of your program, the stream is called an output stream. If the input stream flows from the keyboard, then your program will take input from the keyboard. And if the input stream flows from a file, then your program will take its input from that file. Similarly, an output stream can go to the screen or to a file. We've already been using streams in all our programs. The CIN is an input stream connected to the keyboard, and the COUT is an output stream connected to the screen. These two streams are automatically available to your program as long as you include the I/O stream library header. Now let's learn how to define other streams that come from or go to files. In C++, a stream is a special kind of variable known as an object that has its own special purpose functions that are, in a sense, attached to the variable. If you want to use a stream to read from or write to a file, you must declare the stream and you must connect the stream to the file. Here's how we declare the input and output streams. You can name the stream variables anything you want, but I'll name them instream and outstream. This is the type for input file stream variables. And this is the type for output file stream variables. To use these types, we must include the fstream library header. Let's now connect the input stream to a file we want to input or read from. And let's connect the output stream to a file we want to output or write to. But before that, actually, let's create the text files in our project. And now, let's connect the input stream to the input file, and connect the output stream to the output file. This is called opening the file, and it's done with a function named open. I know these statements look a bit weird, but as I said, the input and output streams are both special variables called objects that have their own set of functions called member functions. We access member functions of an object using the dot operator. If you noticed, we never defined the function open, yet no error exists. Well, that's because it's defined inside the fstream library, which we included at the top of our program. We can declare the input stream and open the file in just one line like this. Same thing goes for the output stream. Now you're ready to input and output. Let's create an integer variable that's going to store the value we wrote inside the input file. And then let's input. Of course, now we use the name of the stream we created for the file. And now let's output this value to our output file. Finally, at the end of the program, we'll close the input and output streams. You may have any number of streams open for input or for output. This is because the extraction and insertion operators are actually overloaded operators. We'll talk about overloaded operators in the next course, but for now, all you need to know is that in the same program, you can use the cin and cout streams in addition to the in stream and out stream. It's recommended to include these statements. These statements ensure that if the streams fail to open the file for any reason, it would alert us and the program would end. If you want to append data to an output file so that it goes after any existing contents of the file, you must open the file as shown in this program. This loop may look a bit weird because this is both the way you input a number from the stream in stream and the controlling Boolean expression for the while loop. In fact, it is an instruction to take one input number from the input stream, and it is also a Boolean expression that is either satisfied or not. If there is another number to be input, then the number is read and the Boolean expression is satisfied, so the body of the loop is executed one more time. If there are no more numbers to be read in, then nothing is input and the Boolean expression is not satisfied, so the loop ends. A string can be an argument to a function. The only restriction is that the function formal parameter must be a call by reference. When you use the extraction operator, as we have been doing so far, some things are automatically done for you, such as skipping blanks. With the member function get, however, nothing is done automatically. This is useful in cases when you want to input character by character, including blanks and even the new line character. Take a look at the following example. Suppose you type in the following 2 lines of input to be read by this code. As you would expect, the value of C1 is set to A, and the value of C2 is set to B. However, the value of C3 is set to the new line character and not set equal to C. When using the member function get, you account for every character including blanks and the new line character. The put function is similar to the get function except that it's used for output rather than input. It allows your program to output character by character.